Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Calling a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because when the defense got it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Spencer. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. How about that? They weathered the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. There, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Number 33.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Rodgers. That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara. 16 yards, a 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
He's on 49.
Second and 11. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Following the interception, Cousins completes it to the fullback hand. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. He is out of bounds, but not before his is inside the 30. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
At the Packers' 21-yard line.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers 16. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
Nothing after 1 on EA Sports.
Vikings 3, Packers nothing.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Cousins. He'll buy some time running. And he's caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call it a 3-yard gain. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, Cousins flushed out right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Pickup of 2 yards. First down, Packers.
Daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
The ball carrier.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Packer, first down.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 12 more yards there and another first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now Jones. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on second down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here? And a flip right over the top.
On second and goal, Rodgers, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jay Sternberger there to make the grab. And the Packers have taken the lead. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on first and 10. Now Jones. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers add on to their lead.
On for the extra point.
CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked out officially at the 21.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Was Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. On play action, Cousins. Complete, Jefferson to target. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. As he throws there, incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing, Cousins. Double team, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we reach halftime here in our first Monday Nighter of the season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up first and 10 at their own 26. Throwing now is Rodgers. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First down, Packers.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Rodgers throwing right, and that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. They'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Here's Pollard. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And he dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Marr able to put this one through, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And Hall not going to bring this one out.
10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Cook following the penalty. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Dalvin Cook, the ball.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Now Cousins. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Rashawn Gary in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Cousins now. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 34 yards. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10.
The score, Packers 17, Vikings 10.
Over now after the touchdown. Here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. Now the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Jones running on 1st down, but finding it pretty tough going as he'll get forward for only about 3 there before he's taken down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd down.
Here's Jones. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
5. And a Packer 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Adams hauling it in from Rodgers. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
1st down, Packers. On 1st down, Irvin.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Back to the ground, this time to Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Green Bay.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
They'll run with Pollard. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. They'll try to run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Touchdown.
Aaron Jones. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they have... And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Darnell Savage. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? They had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Here's J.K. Scott now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Packers, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.